So Dana and Brian, thanks for taking time out to do the Art of Realistic Giving Back interview. Tell everybody who you are and what your role is here at WebPT.
We'll start. My name's Dana Gundrum. I'm the culture captain here at WebPT, so I handle all of the internal event planning, company sponsorships, charitable contributions. People say I do the fun things here, so that's basically my job role in a nutshell.
I'm Brian Allery. I'm the Vice President of Employee Success and Administration. I've been here for just over a year.
Awesome, awesome. So you could work anywhere. You're both talented people. You're both skilled people. I'm sure your resumes are like very lengthy and awesome. Why work at WebPT? Why choose this company?
I think for me, I mean, what other company has a role called culture captain?
Oh yeah, the title is like super cool, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's just a company that values their people, and for me that's very important. Just growing up with my family, you know, learning those values young, and it's kind of just rooted in me that people are first always. So that's very important for me. And working in a job, I needed to find something that I loved, and being a culture captain is one of those things. So I think for me it's just a rare opportunity to find a company that has a culture captain.
I was just like thinking about your parents, like, hey, mom, dad, I got this job, and my title's culture captain. Were they kind of like, what is that? What was their reaction?
No, they're
to the
both
title?
in education, so
okay,
for
so
them
they got
it was kind of like a good transition from student council, National Honor Society. I was always kind of the spitting image of that, so
yeah.
I think it just went well with my personality and who I am.
That's cool. How about you, Brian?
So it started out as a job, right? When I identified the role, I started to research the company, read a lot of profiles, and it was very interesting. It fit my background. With more than 30 years in healthcare, I kind of fit into what the purpose and the background of the company was. But that started to change after I started doing interviews. Showed up, dressed like with a suit on, dressed like a corporate guy, sitting on the white couch out front, and two people walked in wearing their pajamas.
That's awesome.
Okay, this might be a little different. And that theme continued on through the multitude of interviews. And it went from an interest to, I gotta work here.
Right.
Right. This is not HR here. This truly is employee success. We're an integral part of making everybody be the best they possibly can be. So it's different, and I wouldn't work anywhere else now.
That's really cool. You and I have something in common. We were both personal trainers at one point in our career. So I think that trainers kind of have the same thing in common. They just really like helping people. So this must be like kind of a dream come true for you.
Oh yes, we are in the rehab world, right? As an organization, I spend a lot of time in our little shop upstairs called the Marketplace. I'm always playing with their little gadgets and things that they have for the PT clinics. The Theragun is especially fun.
And scary.
And scary. So yeah, it fits right up my alley. Being a paramedic for so many years, and then a trainer and other things, I've always been in the line of service to others. So this is a perfect place.
Well, congratulations on you both finding an awesome company to work for. It's a really hard thing to find, so congratulations on finding that. So we're talking about the core value today of health and wellness and live better, which is one of the 8 core values of WebPT, and it's the third one that we're focusing on. So tell us a little bit about that core value.
So our wellness is embedded into the way that we function here, from our events to things that we sponsor to going out into the community and participating in the Phoenix Suns camp, things like that. We also support, it's more than just signing up for 5Ks or various walks, right? Part of our benefit offerings are, we believe in mindfulness. I'm an expert in emotional intelligence, so we teach emotional intelligence and mindfulness in the organization. And we have people with access to mind space, and so we have a private room. You can go put on a little headset, drift off for 10-15 minutes. And
those are the ones that are in the dog houses, or the little. What
the
are
dog houses
Yeah.
are available. So it's more than just a plaque on the wall. We try very, very hard to try to incorporate that, especially across the span of our population. Not everybody can run a 5K, but everybody can do something to make their lives better and healthier.
So one of the things that I've done before is do wellness programming in a corporate environment for a company called IDX System Software. So one of the first things I noticed is that you guys have a lot of standing stations, and your stations are set up in a way that's good for people's bodies, and I think that it's really practicing what you preach. Because in the PT world, there's a lot of people that have overuse injuries and lower back injuries due to sitting and clicking, right?
We will have 100% stand-up desks, mobile. You can go to a sitting position if you wish by the end of the year, and everybody goes through some ergonomics classes on how to properly use the desk, stand. All the chairs are the appropriate chairs, things like that. So it's more than just giving people a stand-up desk. It's giving them the education on proper body mechanics in order to not be hurt.
It's super important. It's a major expense for a company, so good for you guys for doing it. That's very good.
And we are focusing a lot on education this year, so not only telling people to go to run the 5Ks, use the standing desks, but we're focusing on financial, health, and mental wellness as well. Just teaching people proper nutrition, how to meditate, and we're also going to be doing financial courses as well. So we're really just trying to give people the proper education of knowing what health really means to them, and then how to apply it in their lifestyle as well.
That's very cool. That's very cool. So the charity that I'm focusing on in cooperation with this particular value is Arizona Science Girls in STEAM. So science, technology, engineering, art, which is one of my faves, and math, right? How does WebPT, how does the Arizona Science Center exemplify this particular value of health and wellness? How does it line up?
So Girls in STEM is a program that we're very excited about because we are a technology company. So we really try to promote, technology within the workplace, not only with women, but as men as well. Studies do show that there is a lack of people to fill positions in the STEAM kind of realm, if you will. And this program not only promotes that with young girls, but Heidi Janinga, our co-founder and president, is actually going to be speaking at it as well. But the Arizona Science Center is a great fit with us just because they're not only a local charity that we kind of help with, but they also do health and wellness within their programs at the Science Center. So they have interactive exhibits that children can slide through a stomach so they can see all the health and wellness, as well as kind of race their friends in wheelchairs, just so they kind of see their cardiac rate go through the wheelchair race there. So they not only focus on hands-on activities through the STEM programs there, but they focus on just education as well too.
I'm just fascinated by the Science Center because I've driven by it a bazillion times, right?
It's
awesome. Right there on the road, and there's a Science Center, right? But I interviewed Tyler Butler, who's one of my partners on this project, at the Science Center because she serves on the board there. And so I got a chance to see the Create Space facility when I got to interview her, but I'm just fascinated. What an awesome place. Like whether you're a child that's needing to learn about the stomach or just a grown-up child, right? Like an adult that wants to think young. It's just an awesome asset to our community. It's just an amazing, amazing place. So I'm super excited because they're going to be allowing me to use their 3D printer tools and their engraving tools and their entire litany of tools for me to actually create the piece for them. So their piece, more likely than not, is going to be a three-dimensional sculpture. I don't even know what it's going to be yet. I'm really super excited about it. I get to go learn more about it. I'm looking at the next question. So how can you tell other companies about the? What can you tell other companies? Let me say that again. What can you tell other companies about the benefits of being a socially responsible company? Because, it's kind of, some companies do lip service to it. They do a couple things here or there, but there's real benefits of being socially responsible. What are those for WebPT?
Being known in the community for being truly socially responsible. Being able to talk to future WebPTers about what we do in the community, giving back, and not just high-profile giving back. We have little things that take place here every month that are never advertised, whether it's laboratory retriever rescue, to food shelter pantries, to return to work clothes for homeless, whatever we can find and do, we're always doing something. And so it's not unusual to have a candidate, a well-suited candidate, ask about what do we do for the community that we serve. And they expect something tangible, right? And they want to see it. And so being socially responsible needs to be more than just lip service.
Yeah. So you think it helps you attract and retain good talent?
Yes.
Definitely.
And
The best talent.
it also helps inspire people, right? Because I think we get so caught up in our everyday lives that sometimes we got our face down in a phone walking through. We don't get to notice that there are people in need or things that we could do to make the world better. And so I think Dana does a lot of hard work, but in making sure that we inspire people to be better in their community. So through our activities, we all get to participate in giving back.
And inspired individuals are more productive, yes?
Yeah.
Which is kind of a no-brainer, right?
Yes.
What do you think, Dana? What do you think the benefit is?
For me, I get to see the kind of great response from our employees of the organizations that we're helping out. And when I plan, a back-to-school drive, and we literally are overflowing our hallway with supplies because people are getting so inspired by it, that's what really makes my job great, but it also makes these employees kind of feel like they're part of something bigger than what they actually are. So they really are feeling that impact, which is great too.
That's cool. So this is a question I ask everyone in all the interviews that I do. What is the biggest lesson you personally, not from a corporate perspective, you personally, like your own heart, your own soul, your own mind, have learned about being fearless?
I think for me, it's just taking that leap of faith. Is going to be the scariest thing you'll ever do, and being fearless of doing that. But taking that leap of faith has always brought me to greater things in my life, like WebPT and being a culture captain. I quit my job out of the blue because I wasn't happy, and then 2 months later I found this role at WebPT and couldn't be happier. So for me, being fearless brings me to those great things in my life, which is what I've learned in my short time of being alive. But being fearless brings you to those good things. I think if you aren't being fearless, you are just going to kind of stay the same throughout your whole life, and I can't do that personally.
Right.
So, yeah.
Well, cool. How about you, Brian?
So learning to be fearless came in my paramedic years.
I knew you were going to say that.
Right.
Because
The 911
you paramedic
call,
people are amazing.
You show up, you do never know what you're going to walk into.
Yeah.
So learning to be fearless was learning to have an absolute confidence in myself that there's nothing that I can't address. No matter what the situation is, no matter what's going on, I have confidence that I can manage my way through that. It also allows you to be able to reach out to the supportive people around you and be completely fearless about making yourself vulnerable. I can't do that. And that's why we're so successful here, because we all bring a certain thing to the table, and we know what that is, and we're all willing to go to Dana and say, I don't know how to do this, can you help me? Right? And so being fearless is being self-aware.
It's funny working on Heidi's paintings on the 2 values that she covered in her interview, and one of the things that she said in her fearless question was about asking for help. And I think that's a really interesting perspective, because so often people think that being fearless is doing it by yourself. I got it, right? But really being fearless is being vulnerable and allowing people to step in, and some strengths are better in one area and some strengths are better in a different area. So I'm super excited that I had an opportunity to talk with you guys.
Thank you.
I have no idea what your painting is going to look like.
We're excited to see it.
Yes.
I am too.
We have two very different people in this room conversating about the same things, but hopefully we give you some good inspiration.
Well, this is kind of one of the things that I'm trying to inspire people with art is that if you buy art that speaks to your soul, that it's going to match. Right? I think sometimes we choose things in our life, whether it's art or our jobs or whatever, that basically says that it only has to be Tuscan art, or I only do this, or I only do that. But when you do things that are based upon your value system, which is what WebPT does, you do things that are based upon your interest and what your soul speaks to you, then it matches. And I think that's why WebPT does so well, and why you hire for culture. Because you are looking for people that are on the same wavelength with you from a cultural perspective, from a value perspective. And when you do that, the people match. So that's really cool. I appreciate your time today. Thank you so much for being available for the interview.
Yeah.